Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to the Mayan Chaos game, where we have completely new yields because it is a new day, and when you're using the randomized terrain yields mod, the yields of your terrain changes every single day of the week. So if you load up your save game, you're not going to know where you are. And today, the terrain yield gods are a little bit more favorable. These grassland flat tiles are actually worth 3 food each as a baseline, whereas grassland hills are worth 1 food as a baseline. So not too bad. I think I can work with relatively high food, and then the ability to build mines on these tiles as well is quite useful. It does mean that these plains and grassland hills look particularly sad, because actually grassland hills and plains hills actually rolled the same number here. They're both 2 food, and plains tiles rolled 1 food. So a massive shift in my empire's yields. We no longer produce an insane amount of gold from having gold on grassland tiles, but we do have a lot more food, which means we're going to be actually able to grow our cities this era. We're probably not going to be able to produce much still, because there's still not much production around. But hey, so I think I built walls in horrific pizza in order to develop the city a little bit more and keep it protected from the zombies. I think it is about time that I started getting things like my observatory in here. My observatories are half price because it's a unique district, and all unique districts are half price. Interestingly, the city is actually worth a lot of culture, and there's something to be said of maybe placing another district. I don't think the appeal around here is like good enough to do something like that. I'm kind of tempted to place a holy site because that is a +4 holy site, and I don't have very good ways to generate faith. And this is potentially a faith generation city. However, on the other hand, there's other things to consider. I'm going to be getting my industrial zone in my capital, and that'll provide me with a lot of production. This city could also be a cultural location. It has plenty of housing. So it's just a matter of choosing what I want to build in here. I could alternatively actually get an encampment in here. In particular, around this area wouldn't be a terrible idea for an encampment, because this might actually be the best place for me to produce a military as well. So I think I might prioritize getting the encampment in horrific pizza. It'll give the city more housing, it'll give the city more production, and it'll also give me a location where I can produce a military to take advantage of the Spear of Fionn. Now, I've made a little bit of military. I'm working on a course, so I probably won't produce much more military beyond that. Similarly, in Coca-Cabanan. Also, I'm curious, what's in this valley? I'm gonna buy this tile. Okay, it's just that there's no valley there. All right, never mind. But yeah, Coca-Cabanan has its commercial hub. It's working on its observatory. It's got the observatory placed. Now, if I'm thinking about this city, there's not really an amazing industrial zone location. The appeal around here isn't good enough for a preserve. There is something to be said for an entertainment complex, but I would probably want to build that in my capital, like here. If I put the entertainment complex in my capital, that would again hit all of the cities in my empire, just being an extremely efficient way to do things. And in fact, that's probably what we're going to do. I don't think I need this courser. I am a little bit worried about Skedsmo and not being able to recapture it. So what I'll do is I'll pop this crossbowman out of this city and then go ahead and recall Hercules. Boom, there's Hercules recalled. That's 2 era score. And I'll teleport him over to my capital. And he should be able to make it over here to Skedsmo to help recapture the city. I'm hoping to level up some of my units as well by fighting and shooting these cities. Get a little bit of XP. I do like the Rise and Fall mode because you spend a lot more time fighting. I still haven't decided what to do in Coca-Caban. I know I'm not building an entertainment complex. I know I'm not building an industrial zone. So it's a matter of like, I don't have an amazing spot for a holy site. I don't think I need an encampment. It's either a theater square or a wonder. Is what the choice feels like. Now, this is actually not a terrible Petra city as well, which is something to consider. If I were to maybe put a theater square there, and I built Petra, I could theoretically get I could get the vast majority of this desert inside Coca-Caban, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for the Petra in Coca-Caban. Copan-Cabanan. Oh my god, why did I make this city? Who asked me to rename this city? What devilish asshole decided that this is the city's name? Let's pillage my own mine for 200 gold. That'll be useful. I could buy the workshop in here, and that's about a 10% production increase in this city. Just call it about a 9% production increase, which I think is absolutely worth it to spend my gold on that. Right, we've got a zombie in Bananarama, thankfully. I do have units in the area, and the zombies haven't become strong enough to really be a threat to me yet. They will be soon. I do like that I get full experience for killing zombies, apparently. Well, let's, I got a bit of egg in my face there for being wrong on that front. Hercules, make your way to Skeedsmo. And we'll use this pike and shot. Don't kill my goddamn things, please. All right, I'll shoot this city, shoot there. Let's go ahead and keep pillaging. Pillaging will keep the vampire nice and healthy. And we can start to hammer Skeedsmo and take it back for ourselves. I wonder what the zombie will opt to do. Oh, Norway's attacking me again. Well, that's unpleasant. That's decidedly unpleasant, actually. I will be able to relatively easily deal with this. He did kill a trade route, which I'm not happy about. He's coming for me again, and this offers me some more opportunities. I wish I hadn't spent all that gold, because I could have levied like Kabul and stuff like that. Let's see if we can do a little bit of a diplomacy here and sell Niter 200 gold. What about a little bit of Diplo favor as well? Sure. Now I've got 300 gold in the bank, so I'm a little bit closer to making friends with Kabul. I definitely want to get kills on this vampire if I can, so I'll go ahead and yeet to him. Need to get control of this city. It'll be the bastion that I use to take on everyone else. 8 XP for that kill. Lovely. Pillage my own city for money. Continue to bombard for experience. Not a huge amount of experience from fighting a city, independent, but it is good. Let's get this man-at-arms moving to the front line. We have our very first spy. I'm going to put it into... Let's see, what are our options? I feel like Nidaros. Put it into his capital. We can harass him with our spy. That works fine for me. Now, Bananarama just finished that spy. I do have room for traders, and traders are important. I already have walls in here. The city has built its observatory. I could build Chichen Itza. There's a decent amount of jungle in this city. Potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jungle tiles. So that would be 5 jungle tiles in total, benefiting from the Chichen Itza. That would be 10 culture and 5 production. Not bad. Not bad on the Chichen Itza here, on the cultural front. And I think that actually makes sense to me as a decision, because that would also open up the potential for a theater square. So I like the idea of the Chichen Itza. I think my theater square would go there, maybe. And we'll go for Chichen Itza on that tile. And then we'll make sure that this city owns the jungles when the time comes. Make sure we use our coursers to defend. Unfortunately, we are taking a little bit of damage here. That's okay. Poor little Hulche took a hit there that I don't like. So I may have to try and get him into a city and upgrade it to a crossbow. I'm going to shoot the zombie and then attack the courser. It's the best thing to do here. I think we take the city with Hercules. We retreat with the crossbow. And then we use the vampire to fight. I will be bringing Hercules back to build some of these districts. But right now, I'm just going to be maintaining my stability. So let's grab ancient walls in here. Make sure the city's on production focus. It might be a good idea to repair the granary, watermill, and monument first. So we'll just get walls up here. And anyway, crossbowman is ready for a level up. So I'll take volley just so it's better at fighting the old zombies. Definitely a good idea to keep some units around. I think this is a relatively good spread. Lots of builder charges. We've got a courser here causing us a little bit of an issue. Vampire is doing work for me over here. Very happy about that. The city will flip in 6 turns. It's a reasonable amount of time. Thankfully, I do have Kabul and a couple of city-states on my side helping me out with a bit of this combat. Boom. 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 Where's my courser? Can you recapture that city? Brilliant. We'll keep it. I could liberate to the Cree, but I am going to keep it for myself and immediately get to work on a granary and a monument. Now, the city is having a little bit of a loyalty issue because I think the Cree are actually in a golden age. So I may have to grab myself. I think I'll grab Reina and pop her into that city for now. So we got our observatory in Susibaka, which is kind of exciting because now we can get to work on the library and the university. But I also need to think about what else am I doing in this city? And I think ancient walls might be good just to defend, just a little bit of defense, you know? I like how this courser decided that jumping in the lake was the right move, so that my completely useless galley that I built on a lake for era score is able to actually have a use this game. I can't believe you've done this, Norway. What have you done? Why would you do this? Why is this an option that you've chosen? So I'm a little bit worried about this crossbowman being low on health. So what I'll do is I'll kill this with Hercules. I'll pop the crossbowman into the city. And I'll try to just get some kills. Ooh, a little bit of loyalty. I don't know why I got loyalty in that city for killing a thing. It's interesting. Let's see. if we can't chase down. Right, we got a couple kills for Hercules. That's working out nicely. We got another courser as well to help with a little bit of combat. Get rid of the old zombies. He spent some time healing. We are going to need some builders. I may crack out a pair of builders from my capital just to run around and do a little bit of repairs and stuff like that. Some of our districts are in poor shape. Use my courser over here to do a bit of pillaging, because I may as well before the city flips back to me, because these tiles are easily repaired for free with a builder. It just takes time. And you know, I can get a couple hundred gold from them pretty easily. Seems very, very valuable to me. Right, there is Merchant Republic. We've unlocked exploration, so we're going to go definitely switch over to Merchant Republic now. This gives us a 15% production bonus towards districts, as well as 10% extra gold in all cities with an established governor. We no longer need autocracy. We will be keeping this autocracy card, however, for sure. So we'll switch on over to Merchant Republic, and we'll plug in, although actually, is there a Dark Age card that we care about more? Let's see, Robert Barons, Banker Shipyard, soft targets. Interesting. Despotic paternalism. Well, do I want autocratic legacy for +3 of every yield? Or do I want isolationism for +3 of every yield to my internal trade routes? I do feel like isolationism is better than autocratic legacy, so I'll leave that in for now. And I have room for more things. Now, campus adjacency is worth 9 science right now. However, production is where I'm lacking. So I'm going to go for urban planning. There's also attempting to go for Merchant Confederation for that 15 gold, as well as Triangular Trade for that 12 gold and 3 faith, which would make a big difference to my internal trade routes as well. I'm kind of tempted for retainers too, as opposed to discipline. I mean, how much do I need discipline right now? Or do I go for conscription or craftsman? I feel like retainers is good because I'm lacking amenities, whereas I'm not lacking in combat strength. I seem to be keeping up with the zombies pretty well. And then for diplomacy, I feel like Machiavellianism isn't actually going to be massively valuable this game compared to other options. So I'll probably take Merchant Confederation. Let's unlock Reformed Church in case there's an important tech here. I should know this off by heart, but I can't remember what's in here. You have 3 trade routes available. The trade card has higher potential. Yeah, in theory. But the problem is my trade routes keep getting murdered. So trade routes are a little bit less valuable in a game mode where your trade routes are a threat constantly from random zombies appearing. So that's really why I'm not focusing quite as much on trade routes as I otherwise would have in one of my other games. You know, the value of things is actually not fixed. It's always changing based on the situation that you find yourself in. I like how I I decided to give this galley +1 movement. Like he's going to go somewhere in here. You know what I mean? I should be able to get a kill here and get my vampire even stronger. My vampire is at a ridiculous level now, which is quite something. Quite pleasant. It's killed a zombie as well. Did I ever unlock universities? I swear I did. Did I ever build them? No, I did. Okay, brilliant. That works out quite nicely. I get my first bombard, and I will. The bombard will give me era score. We're well on our way through this era now. I feel like trade route sent to Poundmaker would favor me here. So I'll say, well, you know what? I want another trade route. Actually, I'm gonna vote for myself 5 times. I think that's a reasonable number. And then I don't really care about whatever religion gets better, so I'll just vote for Sikhism in the hope that someone else will vote for it as well. Sikhism passed and somebody else won this one. Interesting, they went for 6 votes. I haven't really had much of an opportunity to explore the map this game. We've kind of been self-contained in our tiny little island, which is a bit unfortunate. But I think it is time for Hercules to come back now and start building things for me. This builder is going to head up to this Cree city that I captured. Ooh, these zombies. Without the +5 combat strength for the Mutal trait. What? What is the Mutal trait? Within 6 tiles of my capital, I see. Right, we got a zombie here. The zombies are a little bit stronger without the card, so that's something I do have to be a little bit conscious of that. I could farm a bit of experience on this courser. 6 XP for attacking a city seems just free for me. Let's make sure we have garrisons in all of our cities. I think that would be a favorable exchange. I'm missing a garrison for horrific pizza. Where's my nearest courser or something? I could lower you. I could move you to the capital and move you south. Right, we'll do that. If you're wondering, where do the zombies come from that keep appearing? They just randomly appear based on where more units have died on the map. That's really all it is. The more units have died in an area, the more zombies will appear. That's the whole decision matrix. All right, we will be keeping this city because, again, keeping cities is worth era score, which is super great when you flip them via loyalty. We'll have to do a little bit of repairs in here because the city did get damaged, which is unfortunate. And we're making good strides technologically. I do feel like banks might be useful this game. It's rare that I find banks useful in a game, but I am going for commercial hubs first in a lot of my cities. So something like a bank actually seems quite valuable. It's probably about time to recharge my vampire castles as well. Maybe it would be a good idea for me to look for a high quality area to do a vampire castle, to pop one down. So for example, here's actually an ideal high food vampire castle right there. Tons of food, tons of gold, potential production as well. Because all I need to do is buy this tile, get a little bit of lumber mill production. Boom, boom, boom. And we got ourselves a high quality tile. Maybe I could chop some of these. Yeah, I feel like this is where my new vampire castle is going to go. Oh, you were meant to actually go down here. Now, Hercules is going to be helping with some district construction. In particular, things like my theater squares. I'm going to use him to help get them up, and possibly even this entertainment complex. Because my capital, you can see my capital just has so many things it needs to build, like a chancery, Grandmaster's Chapel, or whichever one of these things I decide to pick up. So in terms of spy actions we have in Norway, we can gain sources, we can do a listening post, and we can steal tech. I reckon it would be most interesting to do gain sources and maybe some zombie outbreaks in here. And if you're wondering, I just ended the turn, by the way. If you're wondering why my game is so fast, it's because I have an absolute beast of a computer, and I couldn't even finish my thought before the turn was over. So upgrade your hardware and your turns will tick over real quick. It's one of the most satisfying parts of playing the game. Okay, so technologically, I think it's time, now that I'm starting to get my encampment up, I think it's time that we started looking into really fortifying our borders and making a mega fortress. And part of that is going to be railways and coal, but I have to actually find coal. So I'm going to pick up printing in the hopes that maybe industrialization is here. Otherwise, I'll have to pick up cartography to start fishing for more text. We're searching for industrialization. We got our walls in Susibaka, so the city can contribute to warfare. I think it is time that we picked up a few more traders because we are relatively secure for the next little while. We'll teleport Hercules over to Caban. Again, how do I even say my city names? I'm aware, by the way, I know there's probably going to be a million comments like, by the way, you have that settler over here. I know. I intentionally decided to delay settling this because I want to play with a smaller empire, because settling more cities is, sure, it's cool and it's fun and it's strong and it's powerful, but you know, I stole this settler, so I don't care what happens to it. It's not necessary. It's not part of my game. It's not a necessary part of my game plan to place that settler. You know what I mean? I also know that I could finish this encampment with Hercules, but I've already invested so much production into it this way that just feels wrong to me to do it like that. So yeah, we're not doing that. So over here in Copan Caban, I will place Copan Banan, whatever it's called. I'm going to place my theater square. I'll use Hercules to pop in here. Boom, instantly finish it. We can start generating a little bit of stuff, but we'll go immediately back to finishing that Petra. Yeah, production is slim right now. I really do need to find a way to improve my production. And I think a factory in my capital is going to be a big part of that. Speaking of my capital, we just finished a builder who I'll be sending off to... Oh, I can actually already build jungle lumber mills. So let's make sure we do that as a priority in Copan Caban Banan, because these are flatland tiles, right? Yeah, these are flatland tiles. So I'll want like lumber mills here, and then a farm there. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 charges on this builder already. I really do need a lot more builders. I've got 4 turns in my capital. I definitely would like my tier 2 government building. Grandmaster's Chapel is quite good. I don't have that much faith, however, this game. This would nearly double my faith income. Buys I don't think are super useful. Foreign ministry could be quite good to be able to use levied city-states as a way to generate era score. It's a way to convert my gold into era score cheaply because it costs half gold. I'm not sure if I want to do that, so I'm just going to delay that decision and go for the Chancery. And now that I'm building the Chancery, getting level 3 relationships with some of these city-states becomes more valuable because, like for example, putting a single extra envoy into Hunza now is worth 6 gold in my Chancery. And the same is true for culture and science and stuff like that. And I definitely need to be building up my science relationships with Taruga and Anshan. And I also need to start thinking about exploring. The world is a large, delicate and dangerous place, and I haven't really explored much of it. Norway's looking for peace and he'll pay me a bit of money. I'll take that peace. I think I came out relatively ahead in this war. He lost a bunch of units. I got a bunch of era score for killing his units, and it cost me near nothing to actually participate in this war. Now, the mutagen strength of these zombies is up to 28, so science is going to be a bit of a priority for me once I get a bit of stability going. We've got our second theater square placed. Brilliant. We'll send Hercules over to build it into Bananarama. Now, speaking of Bananarama, this place is working on the Chichen Itza. It's going to want its own builder as well. There's a few tiles that could be worthwhile improving. A few tiles worthwhile buying as well. We've got another great person, and it's Giovanni de Medici. This is quite a good one, actually. In particular, in this city of Xbox over here, because I don't actually have a market built there, so that'll be just like a huge boost to my goal. Right, we'll pop down a lumber mill here. Lovely. Boom, another theater square is finished. And, right. So, in this city, what the hell? Where am I putting my observatory? Well, I feel like this is the only viable spot right there. So I'll go ahead and buy that. And I'll pop an observatory on that tile. And I'll get Hercules to build it for me. All right. Let's remove the rainforest feature here. Boom. There's that monument finished. Unfortunately, that doesn't give my vampires extra charges. Or sorry, I don't know. Does removing the vampire castle give your vampires charges, actually? I don't know. Urbanization is available. So you've got humanism here. If I want to build Taj Mahal, that's not a bad wonder in this game mode, actually. Taj Mahal has potential, and I do want the art museum and the archaeological museum. I could probably skip enlightenment this game and go straight for urbanization. Maybe get some neighborhoods. We've got our commercial hub in here, and then we can immediately build the market and the bank. So boom. Now I could be using those great merchants for industries, but I don't actually have an industry. That's the thing. I don't actually have one because I haven't gotten enough luxuries this game. I just got really, really unlucky with luxuries. But with the completion of that commercial hub, that gives this city some breathing room to do whatever it wants. And while it doesn't have the best production, it does have okay production. I feel like this city is just going to be full of regrets until it gets an aqueduct. Yes, sure enough, it's beside a volcano, but this city just needs the housing. All right, boom, there's printing. So the Forbidden City is actually available as well, I believe. It's a 27 turn build time for +1 wildcard and 5 culture. It's quite good. I'm not anywhere near any Tundra, so I don't think St. Basil's applies, but Forbidden City is quite powerful. It's kind of tempting, to be honest. We have the trade route. Try to remember where I put all these trade routes. I'm going to put one in this. I think trade routes should go into these failing cities, the cities that aren't doing amazingly well. All right, we've got a little bit of a zombie problem. We'll have to pull some units out to fight him. It's okay. He's not too strong yet. We will need unit upgrades in the near future. We're not far off needing them. Let's dismantle this vampire castle, and then this guy gets a build charge back. Hercules pops over here to build that. Pop down a new vampire castle. Not yet, though, because we need to actually improve these tiles before we do that. Oof, more zombies appearing. Right, well, we'll have to use the city as a retreat point here. And you're going to actually have to become a musketman in order to fight these guys, because I just need that little bit more combat strength. And the same would be true of this guy if I had enough niter, but if I can get a good flank on a defensive tile, we should be fine. We've got the zombies fairly well under control now. I'm feeling okay about it. I'm feeling like Michael Bublé. I'm feeling good. Let's power through on that observatory. And now I'm going to send this trade route to my capital for 9 food, 8 production, and 4 gold. A very tasty trade route. Going to help this city out a lot. In fact, it doubled the city's production. We need to rebuild all those trade routes. They are quite valuable, even if they aren't the best thing ever. Tornado outbreak. Lovely. All right, great. Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted that to happen. That's my favorite. Brilliant. Delighted. Couldn't be happier. Absolutely ecstatic at what just happened. I am practically jumping for joy. Let's get to work on some more commercial hubs. We definitely need the gold. Got the zombies under control. Happy days. Petra in 8 turns. I'm excited for that Petra. Is this a hill? It is a hill, so I feel like it's pretty safe to harvest the stone to get these walls up. Those walls will then be used to kill these zombies, and then the pike and shot will be used to kill the zombies too. I definitely feel like Skedsmo could use a builder, or a trader rather, so I'll get the trader in there. 50-50 shot of spawning a zombie outbreak. I think we might just do a foment unrest. It's a 74% chance of succeeding. It's not too bad. Although, actually, abort that mission. I'm not going to do any spy missions until I have my intelligence agency, because the intelligence agency will give all of my spies a higher chance of succeeding. So we'll hold off on espionage until we get our intelligence agency. Now, this is a bit of a conundrum. We do have a city shot available, so that's going to help. We have more and more zombies spawning in the local area. Oh, that was a mistake anyway. You're going to fortify. You're going to fortify. We'll play it safe. You heal up as well. God, that tornado just ripped through the center of my empire, doing serious damage, and it's not even finished. And that's part of the name of the game. So we'll place a mine down here. And now this vampire castle, Boosh, that's worth 19 food, 5 gold, and 7 production, which is an absurd amount of food, gold, and production to help out my capital. So it's probably time to rebuild another vampire thing. And I'm liking this tile right here for another vampire castle. Let's have a look there. Because I could put a farm here, I could put a mine here, I could put a mine here, I could put a farm here. And then we've got a nice array of production and food from this one. So that's probably what we'll get these builders to work on. I'll need more builders, so it'll happen eventually. I can also bring Hercules down here to help fight these zombies, which is exciting. I am considering, by the way, if you're watching this, I'm considering doing more disaster file stuff. In fact, we're live streaming this right now on YouTube, and maybe after I record this episode, we'll do some disaster save files. So make sure you send them in to my email, PotatoMcWhiskey plus disasters, or is it Civ plus Civ disasters? I don't remember. I'll double check it and I'll say it to Morbus in post. Also, I can't actually run the city project to take over the zombies except in my capital, because in order to do that, you actually need holy sites, if I remember correctly. So I actually just can't do that, which is unfortunate. Let's just do listening post here in Norway's lands until we have the upgraded intelligence agency. Oh, all right. There's Sinbad. Nice to meet you, Sinbad. We've got a little bit of a zombie problem. We do have another district in here, an encampment to fire away on things. I'm going to use my gold to get myself a barracks, and then I'll use my gold to get myself an armory. So I got the barracks and armory. I'd love to be building the observatory, but this is now my best production location for military units, and I reckon that's going to hold through for a while. I think it might be good to get myself a military engineer for a bit of construction. We're going to want like defensive buildings and stuff in my empire. Let's see. So this city is not really going to build much of its own infrastructure from now on. It's going to be where I produce my military, because it's the most efficient place to produce military, in particular things like man-at-arms and crossbows, which I will start to produce. Ooh, maybe not a man-at-arms though, because I actually need the iron here for my units to heal. Maybe a crossbow or two makes sense. I'll send this trade route back to my capital, and we'll continue to develop our empire. Because Skeedsmo has no districts, and I don't think it actually has a very good observatory tile, which is a bit unfortunate. However, that does mean that I have the option of turning this into an encampment city. Pop an encampment down here, use it as a military base. The nice thing is the randomized terrain yield mod has given us a ton of food in comparison to the last game, where we were on a single city for nearly an entire era before we ever got an opportunity to grow a city. And we did that primarily through trade routes, as well as granaries and watermills. So the fact that my cities even are approaching something resembling growth right now is absolute just delightful experience. Pop a trader into this Cree city, and we'll max out all of our trade routes. It's probably important to do that. I might get this new settler city settled soon. I just kind of wanted to delay it, because I usually go for tons of cities. And I don't know, the game is less interesting if you do the same thing every time. Oh, more zombies, Jesus Christ. Bit of a nightmare, just constantly having to deal with these lads. I mean, it is nice in one sense that I have like a constant supply of experience being fed to my units, as well as my vampires now. I think if I kill this zombie, I will get to the plus 10 combat strength on my vampire from barbarian. So my vampire can't get any more combat strength from killing barbarian units. Which means he's at his maximum power level with regards to that. I would really like to recruit Sinbad, so maybe I'll settle this city coastally. If I could recruit Sinbad, that would be like a dream come true. This lumber mill is actually incredible. This will be a 4 food, 4 production tile if I pop a lumber mill on there, which is insane. More zombies. What are we up to? We're up to 53 combat strength of the zombies, which is starting to overwhelm my crossbowmen. I'll have to think about getting field cannons now. Field cannons are going to be necessary. Hercules can do a lot of the heavy lifting for me, which is cool. Looks like there's some deals available. Can buy strategics. I don't really need strategics. Diplo favor, nothing to sell really. I mean, theoretically, I could sell my Diplo favor for a little bit of gold, but I don't really care to do that. Sussy Baka definitely needs a builder. And I'm probably going to use my money now to start getting builders. And I'll also get started on a devotion to Sinbad and Susibaka and then transfer Sinbad over to this city on the coastline. I think that's a reasonable way to do things. Boom, lumber mill. Look at that. God tier lumber mill. These jerk zombies just doing damage to my empire. Right. We haven't found industrialization yet, which is deeply upsetting. But I'm hoping that by grabbing ballistics, it'll make a difference. There's another copy of Niter. We can finally start to actually generate a reasonable amount and actually maybe upgrade some of these man-at-arms. Ah, lovely. Now there's a wonder. We got our Petra. Look at these delicious, delicious desert tiles. 3 food, 2 production, 2 gold. Lovely, 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 lovely. I'll definitely want to... I don't think the city should focus on food right now. I think it should focus on everything but food. So food isn't so much important as gold and production is. I'll make golden production my priority, and that'll keep this city busy because I just don't need food in here. I don't have the housing room. But I've delayed my observatory too long in here. Can't really afford to delay it much longer. We got our aqueduct in Xbox, which means the city is now starting to fill up with the owl population. Missing an observatory here too. We'll swap and swap. We'll pop in and start that +2 observatory. That will eventually be better once we get our things all sorted. But for now, that'll be how it's done. Let's come up here and we're going to swap out isolationism for autocratic legacy just for a little while. Just so we can pop this city down where it belongs. I'm not even going to bother improving the city. This free builder is just going to go somewhere else. Go ahead and slowly build me a harbor before I decide to actually improve you. More and more zombies. Not loving the advent of the zombie. It looks like the AI is having a bit of an easier time with all this food that's available. Their science has actually crept up quite a bit to the point where they're actually managing to stay ahead of me scientifically, which is slightly surprising. Slightly. Not entirely. Like, I don't expect the AI to be terrible. We've got ourselves another great scientist. Now, I could grab James Young or I could skip him. Who's been previously recruited from the great scientist pool here? Looks like all the cool great scientists have gone. I think I'm going to skip this lad. I'll pass him up. And yeah, I think Alan Turing is also a possible skipperino. I get a good observatory? I'm probably not going to get a good observatory here. I'll buy the stable because that'll be a good place to produce siege units and it'll give me +1 housing too. We'll eventually get the armory. But I'm just going to go ahead and plant the observatory somewhere reasonable like there. I'll put 2 farms there. It doesn't have to be the best spot ever. It just needs to give me the science. A lot of the scaling science actually comes from building the districts and the infrastructure in it. Zombies out of nowhere. We got to kill them. Woo! All right, lovely. There's our trade route. Oh, never mind. I'm going to put this into Copa because I need that extra production. Right, boom. Lumber mill in the capital. We're up to 42 production. Now that is looking tasty. Looking absolutely juicy there. How long until... One more turn until that is finished. Oh dear. Right, we do have a crossbowman coming at least to help defend horrific pizza from the zombie invasion that wants to eat our pizza. They're hitting the city, taking a bit of damage. Ooh, big floods in the hoods. Not good. My feckin' theatre square, this whole area just got devastated. This is the pain of playing the apocalypse mode. I haven't even been able... Like, I've just been getting hit with disaster after disaster in every form imaginable. Zombies coming up to me, bleeding ears. I've got floods happening every few turns. I've got no luxury resources. The whole idea of this game was to try to thrive in chaos. And you know what? All I've gotten was chaos. There is no thriving. There's like limping along, right? We've been limping along. Like we've got... Oh, I actually do get to get another vampire castle here, which I'm kind of proud about. Speaking of extra vampire castles, I need builders. It's like, it needs to happen, right? We're very, very close to a golden age though, which is actually delightful because it feels like we got 2 golden ages and then 2 dark ages. So I feel like I'm due. A dark, not a dark age. Did you hear me? A dark age, for God's sake. I mean a golden age. I'm due a golden age. Let's go. It's a Mia Mario. Let's steal a tech boost. Or zombie. Yeah, 74% success rate on a tech boost. You know, I'm going to foment unrest to try to level this guy up. 85% success chance feels a little bit nicer. Let's go in here and we can change our policy again. I'm going to plug in isolationism because that's +3 food, +3 production, +3 gold on every single thingamadoodle. Trade route. It'll be a heroic age. No, you don't get heroic ages in the Rise and Fall game mode, fortunately. They are removed. That is a lot of zombies. That is just an awful lot of zombies that's happening right now. It may in fact be too many zombies for me to feel comfortable doing anything. I might be able to get Hercules to take a bit of damage for me. All right, there you go. Lumber mill needs to start planning another castle. Let's see, where do we do it? You know what? Of all places, perhaps in the Braps, there's a good spot for a vampire castle. Got a 4-charge builder over here. Why don't you go prep that vampire castle for me, buddy? That was your function all along. For God's sake. Okay, no. The city is fine, right? Hercules is dead. Long live Hercules. Rest in peace, Achilles. I'm going to use my vampire charge to start removing stuff. Boom. First farm is up. We got our observatory in Xbox. I don't think I care about any of this. I just need science. Science. I'm going to pop an envoy into Taruga and 2 more into Anshan. This should net me a nice boost of science. I'm at 80 right now. We learned Himiko and we went up to 91 science. Not bad, not amazing. I'll readily admit that wasn't the most amazing thing ever, but a 12% science boost for 3 envoys is pretty damn respectable. And I don't care what anyone says. Plus, I'm in the process of building more universities and libraries because I can't fall behind anymore technologically. Lovely. More zombies spawning by my encampment. Very happy about how I've managed to negotiate my way around all this bollocksology. I'll kill you. Get out of there. Ooh, I forgot to shoot with these guys. That's a little bit unfortunate. More zombies. Chichen Itza. We have the Jungle Petra. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Jungle Petra. Let's make sure that all of these Jungle tiles belong to the correct city. Look at those. We need jungle mills. You know what? I think it is time that I spend a bit of time cracking out a couple of builders. It has been something I haven't been doing. And it's showing. I'm starting to show my ass, metaphorically. I think that's like things are being difficult. I'm having a bad time. Language is difficult too. Natural history. It would be nice to pick up archaeologists. I would also like to pick up some governor titles. I could double promote Reina, bop, and get up to contractor and actually spend my gold to build districts, which would be a great way to compensate for the fact that my production is so low. So picking up civil engineering and nationalism might actually be the move. Oh, I can actually steal these bananas as well for Bananarama, and that'll get the Chichen Itza benefit too. There's actually 5 jungles. Okay, so I did count them correctly originally. That is a beautiful, beautiful sight to behold. I do feel like civil engineering might be the move here. It opens up my flexibility on where I can build my farms. It gives me a governor title and a slight improvement to some of my cards. So civil engineering, safe and reliable bet here. Lots of zombies spawning down here. It's a bit scary. Let's get ourselves a second crossbowman to defend this city. I think a crossbowman in both the city centre and inside the encampment might actually be the sus here, and that'll eventually have to become a field cannon actually now that I look at that. We have secured ourselves a golden age though, which I'm delighted about. And I like that in this chaotic mode, there's actually quite a bit less development. Like civilizations don't advance so quickly, you know? Because normally we'd be in the end game by now. So there is a bit of fun in the idea that you're kind of held back a little bit. You've got your arms tied behind you and you got to try to survive. Now we've got steam power. I feel like it would be a good time to pick up steam power so that we can get railroads. But at the same time, I actually need to find power plants. So I'm going to get square rigging in astronomy to see if we can dig out what we need there. And it might be a good idea for me to get a knight somewhere in one of my cities. But I think the big push right now is for science. We've managed to survive. We're in a position where we can push for science. Then again, it could also just be that it's only this continent that's struggling. Because, I mean, it's only us three that are relatively neck and neck. The other continent could have been going crazy with science. You just never know. Because we haven't had a chance to explore. And we won't have a chance to explore until we get Sinbad going. And speaking of which, I'm going to just buy a builder in Susibaka to see if I can do something to improve the city's productivity. I'm going to pop down a mine here, and then this will complete the Vampire Castle trifecta. Boom, that is a 17 food, 7 production Vampire Castle with 5 gold. Not quite the most amazing Vampire Castle, but a decent one nonetheless. Looks like some sort of line infantry spawned here. I imagine that was like a revolt of some kind from somewhere. It does give me an opportunity to maybe promote and level up my field cannons. We got our bank in our capital. And we have almost fully built the capital stuff. Now, I do absolutely want a neighborhood in here, so I'll pop a neighborhood down there, but I'm going to get the entertainment complex first. I would like to continue to grow my capital because look how many populations it has. It's so nice. Another tornado outbreak just to troll me, my favorite. I'm going to refuse to do this. My agent was captured. That's a bit unfortunate. Well, agents are very valuable, so I'm willing to pay the price to get my agent back. That's several hundred gold that I've just lost there. About 400 gold all told over the next 30 turns, which is fine. That's about the price that I would expect to pay for a spy, because that's how much money they can make in a single spy steal. So like statistically, it's worth it to pay for a spy. It's worth it to liberate them. Let's head back to Nidaros to see if we can re-establish ourselves there and do some damage to them. Mega colossal eruption on top of a tornado. What sort of hell planet do we live on? How did this aqueduct survive? I just love, how did this aqueduct survive a tornado and a volcano? What is happening? What is going on? Who built it? Whoever designed these buildings, it deserves like a Nobel Prize or something for building the most basic yet impenetrably strong buildings known to man. And the nice thing is, I think my combat strength is upgraded enough now with field cannons that, with field cannons, we can handle these easy, especially with the Spear of Fionn promotion. Perfection. Definitely need builders. I need builders. I should have got Liang City here this game. Oh man, my plantation, I have to rebuild so much. So much has to be rebuilt every few turns because of all the disasters. The whole world is just an absolute disaster. Yeah, also I love the idea that like, all right, we captured your spy. Here's his identity. We managed to figure out who your spy is. And I'm like, okay. We'll pay the ransom for the spy back. And then he like gets back to like MI Mayan or whatever like my special spy agency is. And they're like, hey, all right, great job. You did great work in Nidaros. So your next assignment, we're sending you to Nidaros. And the dude's like, wait, I was already caught there. You can't see, I'm known. You can't send me back to where I was. I'm like, the local police, he like arrives at like immigration. They're like, hey, you look familiar. Like he's like wearing like a fake mustache. Ooh, better chances that zombie outbreaks could be fun. Yeah, let's do it. 100% more grievances. Whatever, I'll vote for me. Just give him a new passport. It'll be fine. I don't think a passport. Zombie outbreaks are boosted. Exciting. We could cause zombie outbreaks and we could actually cause his entire civilization to fall if we wanted to, which is kind of an exciting idea. This field cannon is doing a heroic job at holding this encampment, keeping these zombies at bay. Okay, yeah, I definitely need stronger. Yeah, the field cannons now are necessary to hold back these zombie hordes because they're just a little bit too strong to hold back through normal means. The Kree have 0 combat strength. What is happening to you, Kree? Oh my God, they're everywhere, man. They're everywhere. The zombies are coming. Oh Christ. Well, the good news is having lots of combat strength makes a difference. So Copacabana, again, the city's impossible to pronounce, is ready for advisement, ready for advancement. And part of me feels like a neighborhood would allow me to continue to develop this city. May as well take advantage of the food while I can. I could go for the amphitheater and pick up an extra little bit of culture, which isn't a terrible move in my opinion. I could also build the Kilwell Kisawani. Can I actually build that in my capital? No, I don't have access to coast. Which of these two cities is more productive? I feel like Cabanan might be the best place to build Kilwa. 3 envoys, as well as improving my ability to take advantage of envoys in general, seems like a good one. I have to give up a desert tile for that. Seems good. Yeah, I think we'll get the Kilwa. So I'll quickly build ancient walls in here to be able to defend myself. I'll grab that. Repair as well. Boom, lumber mill. Slowly but surely, we are changing the face of our empire. Let's get 2 more builders. I'm going to keep the builder train going. Lovely. We got the neighborhood and nukes are sus, which is giving us a nice boost to our housing. It does leave us vulnerable to those missions, but let's get the arena in here as well for those amenities. And we can start to maybe look for things like maybe an encampment in here to give internal trade routes even more production. That wouldn't be a bad move. I definitely feel like nukes are sus is going to be a highly productive tall city. We managed to grab Sinbad, so I'm going to teleport Sinbad over to Koba. He's one of the cooler apes in Planet of the Apes. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. I don't think urban planning really makes sense anymore. I do feel like natural philosophy might be the right move. I could also go for public transport here. 4 food, 2 production. Is that comparable to natural philosophy? Not until I have a bunch more things. I don't know if housing from this works. I'm really not sure how I've actually managed to survive to this point, but I'm not questioning it. 25 science is a huge boost. I feel like I can't really afford to plug anything in but that. Also, I still to this day, like if we search for luxury in my empire, or here's a better way. If we go to the builder lens, resource lens, here we go. We turn off everything except luxuries. I've one cotton. I've one silk. There's a bit of amber in the water. I have a second cotton. I could maybe get a cotton industry. That's what I could maybe get a cotton industry. I got absolutely wrecked on luxury spawns this game. I got one mercury. Could maybe settle over there for that. We'll look into it. I just got wrecked. I got wrecked. So with civil engineering, I could get Liang and improve that, or I could go for Reina and get tax collector and contractor and actually use her to use my gold to purchase districts. I think that's a pretty good use of my gold. And that means I'll want one more governor title. So I'll rush nationalism here, which isn't normal. It's not normal to rush nationalism in my games. I'll go granary monument in here and then lighthouse to try to boost the city's population and growth and all that sort of jazz. Sinbad is now in a position to maybe explore the world and kill some barbs for gold. And that gold will be immediately converted into a lighthouse and a trader in my capital. Gain sources in Nidaros, get to work Evening Star. Jaguar Smoke. Maybe we'll do a little fomenting of unrest here in Sarpsborg. Ooh, looks like there's been some religious battling happening over here. Well, I'm okay with that. We got our walls in Copacabana. Let's get to work on Kilwa. Oh, God, I need a tiny little bit more gold. Hang on. Give me that little chunk of gold. Thank you, Cree. Boom. Kilwa on the desert tile. It's a 29 turn build, which is quite a long time, but a worthwhile time. I have a trade route from every city to my capital, right? I have 5 active trade routes. 1, 2, 3. Where are my trade routes going? Outgoing trade route. Outgoing trade route. Outgoing trade route. No outgoing trade route over here, right? So we'll solve that problem immediately. Outgoing trade route. No outgoing trade route here. No outgoing trade route here. I think my trade routes keep getting absolutely yoinkered by the zombies, which I don't love. Let's just fill out our traders here. We've been getting screwed on traders this game a little bit. All right, eat him. Boom. We just got 1,600 gold from Sinbad, so he's already paid himself off. All right, lovely. My capital reached 20 population, which got me +2 era score. I don't think I've ever gotten a city to 20 population in a game. This is a ridiculously huge city. Like this quote unquote early into the game, technologically speaking anyway. So industrialization, this is potentially a saving grace for me. This is where I'm going to get the rest of the production I'm going to use for the rest of the game. Exciting stuff. Our science has nearly doubled this episode, so I'm super happy with that. We got our universe. I have access to stock exchanges somehow. I'm bleeding baffled at that one. That's a baffling thing. That I could build stock exchanges. That's 10 gold here potentially. +7 when powered. That seems a bit unnecessary to me. When I could use another 2 builders. Nukes or Sus is worth 10 food, 8 production, 3 gold. But it'll only be worth that much for a little while longer. Pretty soon internal trading won't be quite as valuable for me because things are going to be shifting around a little bit. So I need to get the builders to where they belong. And that means building farms in cities like... I'm going to rename this to Wixaco Kevin because it's just more pronounceable. So I'm going to call this city is just going to be called Kevin from now on. For the sake of my own sanity. Right. In Kevin, we're getting a library and we need a few farms. Trade route in the Capitale. Put that into Horrific Pizza, please. It's actually a little bit weird that, this is the first, usually I win the game in the 1500s. And we're not too far off, real technological progress. We're maybe a little bit early on field cannons and stock exchanges and stuff. But things we're probably a little bit ahead now, actually, if I think about it. They're probably another 300 years before sewers are really invented. But for a while there, we were on track to be relatively on pace for what a game should be at. I have 1, 2, 3 vampire castles. It might be a good idea to get another. Kevin finally has a positive food tile and some extra housing. Delighted for Kevin. Well done, Kevin. We discovered a new continent, extra gold, and we also found Cahokia. Nice to meet you, Cahokia. Absolute lad. I think I'll put 1 point into Cahokia because that is worth a significant amount of gold to me. Industrial era ends in 9 turns. So that means we've actually managed to survive this era relatively unscathed, I might add. Sure enough, we've got a little bit of zombie nonsense happening and stuff like that. But generally speaking, we've made it. We made it through this era. The zombies are quite strong. I'm expecting bad things from my neighbours. There's a volcano erupting down here, making my life hard. But that's to be expected. I definitely feel like I should build an encampment in this city, there, to get extra housing and production. They've got me 2 field cannons down in Horrific Pizza. That's going to defend this city with their lives. Let's get our library and university. It's where we're in science power mode, right? Oh, we also found Muscat. Absolute pleasure to meet you, Muscat. We'll put a point into you as well. Looks like somebody else does have suzerainty of them. More zombies for us to shoot. Gone already. So I feel like Bananarama has built enough builders and it's time for me to start getting my amphitheaters and stuff, because I will want natural history relatively soon so I can get my archaeologists, so I can actually get a bit of culture going in this game. I feel like I'm going to put a farm diamond here, so I'll just harvest that. That's fine. Who is it that lives here? Oh, it's Canada. Nice to meet you. Declare a resident embassy. Make a deal. I shall send you mutual open borders. Let's have a little bit of diplomacy here, me old Sagosha. How would you like a friendship? No friendship at this time. That's fine. Ooh, you have some great works. Perhaps you could be selling me these in the near future. In fact, Canada, I need a bit of culture. How much would you make me pay for these 3? That is a lot of gold. What if I sweetened the deal and gave you like 200? Actually, what am I doing it through? I should do this through the quick deals mod. All right, the Cree is actually selling a great work of writing for 9 gold per turn. I'm going to grab that. 16 gold, 31 gold for that one. I think I'm going to skip the 31 gold. I get those 2 for cheap. Oh my God. Oh, Canada. Oh my God, Canada. 63 gold. Thank you so much, Canada. Absolute. Canada is my favorite country. Just confirmed. It's right now. I just made that decision. Canada. Absolutely. Oh, hello, Adam Smith. Do I even want Adam Smith? I mean, he's... I'll get Adam Smith because potential here. If I buy a builder, get this plantation, I could make an industry on this cotton, which means I need a builder over here as well. All right, builder produces a plantation. This allows me to actually make an investment opportunity. I can place an industry here. This will make this a military production city. Doesn't matter to me because I need an industry in general because I just have none. Speaking of cotton, what is my monopoly looking like? Hang on. I mean, I have 40% control. If I could get a little bit more cotton, it might be the sus. Jaguar Smoke has leveled up. Perfect. Let's grab Ace Driver, so he's better at escaping. There's steam power. We can get railroads now. I think I'll go ahead and purchase a military engineer because we're on our way to industrialization. Let's do the barracks in the capital. All right, corporation boy. You need at least 3 improved luxuries of cotton. Well, for God's sake, where's cotton? It's here. How am I supposed to get that without settling a city here, buying out to this cotton? Okay. Is that what you want me to do? It's out of range of all of my cities. The only possible way I could make this work is if I buy this tile and pray that Bananarama grows to the cotton before Hunza grows to it. That's feckin' infuriating. Now, Jaguar Smoke, start. Begin the zombification of Norway. That's right. We are zombifying the Norwegians. Oh, I shouldn't have attacked. I should have used Sinbad's special ability there. We got our amphitheater. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get the archaeological museum. Won't it preserve culture bomb the cotton? Unfortunately, with the way that culture bomb mechanics work, you can't culture bomb tiles that are more than 3 tiles away from your city. However, your cities will naturally grow to tiles up to 5 tiles away. So this is a 4th tile away. And how your cities work is they grow in rings. So it grows the first ring instantly, and then it grows the second ring, and then it grows the third ring. So by buying this tile here, there were no more third ring tiles to grow to. So now it'll start growing to 4th ring tiles. And because luxury resources have a higher value in the consideration for which tiles a city grows to, it will grow to this cotton first. And I'm actually not worried about Hunza taking it because similarly, city-states' borders grow based on the number of envoys they have, and they also grow in rings. So they grow the first ring instantly when they settle, they grow the second ring whenever they get an envoy, and then they'll grow to the third ring. So I'm guaranteed to get this cotton. It'll just take a little bit of time. Maxwell Young, thank you very much for being a member of the channel for 14 months. Absolute hero. Can we all at Maxwell and give him a cheer for being an absolute hero? Ooh, there's another city-state there, but I didn't quite manage to meet them. That's a bit unfortunate. Now, if I got suzerainty of Cahokia, that might work. Now, here's Wolin. I could take suzerainty of Wolin this maybe in a few turns. Not a single person in YouTube chat typed at Maxwell Young and congratulated him on his 14 months. Absolutely disgusting behaviour by YouTube chat. Can't believe you guys let me down like that. Nobody ever built the Colosseum, so that's just free amenities. Do you know what? We're building the Colosseum. The Colosseum shall be mine. As punishment for not adding Maxwell, I'm going to start pronouncing everything wrong. Okay? Everything. I've got my felled cannon. I'll get my nice farm. Pop a farm down on this tile. Pop another farm down. We'll move down this way by. Oh, we're there for 100 gold. 100 gold for a bit of discovery. We found Orbido. That's actually potentially a city we could take for ourselves. Who owns Orbido? I don't know. I fired a city attack over here for this bay. Right, do a little shooting. A little bit of shooting by, I don't know, weekend. Oh, right, that's the Swedish city. That's where the Svergies are. The Swedes. Do you know? They like to eat that luckfisk or whatever it's called. The fermented fish. Oh, Jesus Christ. Their entire civilization has gone to hell. Hell in a handbasket. Jesus. A Sweden is having a not a good game. A Sweden. Oh, I am ready for this golden age. Let me tell you. Let me tell you about the excitement that I feel for this golden age. What do I do? Maybe... neighbourhood. Boom, done. Let's take Suzerainty of Wolan. So Wolan belongs to me now. Oh, we also found the Kamai. How's it going? Jaya Varman. Absolute lad. Can I meet you, sir? Right, what I would like to do is to actually levy the military of Wolan and use it to retake some Swedish cities. Kind of a sneaky move. But it's exactly what I want to do. There's line infantry here, there's field cannons. It's only lacking really siege units. It's a bit unfortunate. So Sweden. Is Sweden actually dead? No, Sweden still exists and are winning the game apparently. Oh no, 2 of the civs in the game are dead actually. Hello, Jaya Varman. Absolute honour to meet you. Absolute honour. Now, would you like to establish an embassy? How about open borders? Yeah, good man yourself. Good man yourself. He has oil. What unholy god do you pray to that you have oil? Oh, he probably actually got James Young, didn't he? No, he is just that far ahead. Okay, yep. That's nice. Oh, 1 turn until the industrial. I wonder what secrets this era will hold for me. Here we go, boys. Let's find out. Oh, the world enters the modern era. A thing of beauty. A thing of absolute majesty. Majesty. We're in a golden age. All of these things are popping. Everyone's in a golden age? I thought I was going to be unique and special. Anyway, we have coal and extra production from our mines, as well as access to factories and coal power plants, which we will be building. We also got nationalism. Oh, this is a huge turning point for our civilization here. We have multiple directions we can opt to go now. We just got nationalism and we just got industrialization. We have relatively good military infrastructure. We have the option now to go full on military, take out Norway, maybe mount an expedition to liberate Sweden or take it for ourselves. We could also potentially mount an expedition against the Cree militarily. So we've got our options wide open, which is very, very exciting. And we have access to some very powerful golden age cards like culture industry, which gives our cities +1 culture for every specialty district, as well as extra production towards non-specialty districts. And we can get entertainment complex and water park buildings with faith. We've also got Heartbeat of Steam, which gives us 10% production towards our wonders, as well as adjacency. Production adjacency from our campuses seems absolutely insane for us. That's 29 production there. Alternatively, we could go to arms for the extra production towards units and stuff like that. While your projects are active, each of your citizens exert extra loyalty pressure to their city. When they... that's it. Sac Dina seems quite strong. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to make a decision in the next episode about how we plan this game. I love you all very much and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.